Guys, what's going on? It's Kelly Betts here at Berlin in downtown Columbia, Missouri with my favorite Columbia band, Conductor. Say hello, guys.
Hello.
And what are your names?
I'm Adam.
I'm Katie.
I'm Nate.
All right. For the one person that might, still think I have journalistic integrity, I should point out the bias that, Nate, you and I were in 3 different bands together in a different life.
Yep. Yeah. Task Force, and and some other ones. And Alcoholics and some other ones.
That's fair, honestly.
Whisker Biscuit.
4. Oh my God.
What's the other one?
Duke Nukem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You are from Russia. Confirm or deny?
Confirm.
And you're writing in your second language. When I watch you sing, I think about you're fulfilling some rock and roll fantasy as a Russian immigrant. Am I totally off? Were you growing up over there, obsessed with American culture, or did that happen naturally once you got here?
I don't know if I'm obsessed with American culture.
You're just a part of it casually. It's whatever, man. It's not a thing. No commitment.
Yeah.
Just a singer in a rock band.
Yeah.
She's been trying to get us to spy on the American government.
Oh shit! Shut it down! Shut it down!
No.
Yeah. So,
Sleeper agents.
okay, so do you think your access? Well, I'll rephrase it then. Okay, all right. Do you think your access to underground music was limited growing up in Russia, or at least a place that wasn't the States, because the States is the coolest country in the world?
I think it was limited before I got access to the internet, and it's been limited to the cassettes that either were bought or copied from my cousins. And after I got the internet, I just had all the music accessible to me, especially now with Spotify.
Yeah. So when you got the internet, that was when you were still in Russia?
No, that was here.
So mostly underground cassettes is what you're saying in Russia.
Yeah, it's what I had.
What kind of cassettes?
Agatha Christie is my favorite band, and then Sector Gaza is another one.
Fantastic. So Russian stuff you were getting.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I met you, it was in a skeezy, awesome, legendary underground bar, the Blue Fugue. A dirty, grimy place. We were both younger, and you just were super hip, and I didn't question you being newer to America. How old were you when you came over here?
I was 13 when I came over here.
So when I met you, you'd only been in America for 5 or 6 years.
I don't remember. I think I may have been 22 or something.
Oh, so you were legally drinking, unlike the majority of people at the Blue Fugue.
Yes.
You heard it here first. So could you explain your journey into the path that led you to underground punk rock? Because here you are at these smaller shows. For me, listening to Disturbed and Godsmack leads to Slipknot, leads to Pig Destroyer, and then Roadrunner Records, and then you just tumble off the mountain of underground rock and roll. What was your journey like as far as discovering the grimier and crustier side of music?
I listened to a lot of music. I don't even think I was gonna play in a band. I just was really into music. And the last one, I was really into Siberian punk and just post-punk and all that. And also I didn't have a job and I couldn't do anything else, so I just decided to play music. Does that answer the question?
No, but that's a better answer than my question was, I think. That's fantastic. Nate, you had a really unique upbringing in that I know your dad was taking you to all sorts of rad concerts when you were a teenager, and did that happen younger? When did you first start going to metal shows?
I want to say the first metal show I went to was probably a local band that my dad runs a body shop at the Lake of the Ozarks, and his painter was in a band called Ralphus. And
Ralphus, yeah.
And so we went to see that at a Knights of Columbus with 10 other people, and I was pretty floored by the whole experience. It was pretty sweet. And we went to see Opeth and Motorhead and Electric Wizard and some other cool stuff. My dad likes sweet music, so yeah.
And that was when you were how old?
Between 13 and 17.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah.
And you started hitchhiking at a really young age too. We ended up kind of living in a van together and whatnot, and a little. I don't think we actually threw thumbs out on the road together, but I remember you talking about hitchhiking and being experienced when we met, and we were only 18 when we met. So when did you start doing that?
I don't know, 16, 17 or something.
Yeah. So you're basically a crazy motherfucker.
Crazy motherfucker. like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. You guys are really casual about being really cool people. Now, and your origin story is the only one I'm not very familiar with. Was it suburban, city, country? What are we looking at here?
I was born in Buffalo, New York. Parents divorced very early. Kind of just was a latchkey kid most of my life. We moved around a lot. I never really got into organized anything as part of that. And just kind of have just done whatever I wanted to do a lot for, I don't know. And like I said, I played a little bit when I was young, but it was mostly I finished college when I was 31. I was like, man, I got a lot of time. And I've always just been a consumer. I mean, that sounds horrible, but I am. I'm a consumer of music. I like, when you say pop, I love like dance pop and all. I have but lots of. I started with metal and all, and through early alternative and all that kind of stuff. And I've always just liked hard music, and so, this opportunity came up to play with Katie, who's got this kind of eclectic feel, which is great. I mean, my favorite band is Duran Duran, so being able to play super angry music and occasionally a little softer number is okay. It's not like I like the versatility there.
That's great. Something you kind of touched on a little bit in a theme I've heard, this will be the last little bit here, is like, I think something you guys express in your music that I don't hear otherwise is, you used the word earlier, ennui, before we turned the camera on. And boredom, I hear your song Jefferson City, I cried to that song because I know what it's like, way too hard to be in a small town and just be kind of angry about how bored you are and like your surroundings. Are there, is there anything that you're trying to get out with your music that you think sets you aside from other bands in town? I'm going to go 1-to-1.
When people ask me what we sound like, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. They're good songs. I like them.
I agree.
But that's but yeah, if you want a particular thing there, yeah, I don't know.
Ooh, he said, say that again.
Angry country.
Yeah, it's angry country.
I think lyrics are very important in my music, and what I found out before I started playing at the shows that I didn't like so much is that you can't hear what people are saying. I tried to make it, that's apparently hard to do actually, but I tried to make it so you can hear what I'm saying, so that kind of sets apart.
Before we go, Nate, what other bands are you in right now? What other bands are you in currently?
Plug that shit.
All right. We'll cut it off. I think the juxtaposition of how the band has answered these questions comes through in the music. There's a juxtaposition within the sound, and I love it. Like I said, my favorite Columbia band right now, Conductor. Thanks, guys, for joining us, and thanks, Libby, for doing the workout of holding this camera the whole time. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Thank you so much.
Shit.
masturbation. Existential masturbation. They betray lies around your form. Democracy is the occupation. When you see them, the more you will find in silence. Desperation, masturbation, masturbation.